Okay, so we walked over to the back of the machine to where the ink tanks are located, and like I said, we're troubleshooting a clogged filter, possibly a light magenta on the B side. We identified that is position 13, but to verify here in the back, we can simply go to the light magenta tank, and directly behind it are the ink pumps, and they are already numbered. The top one is 13, so we know that is the position for the B side. Underneath it is position number 1, so we know that is the light magenta for the A side. So if we took a look at these tanks and we just started counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is our solvent tank, and then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's where those numbers come from. We know that we're going to investigate the light magenta B side. On the ink filters themselves, on the outer edges, I know that they are light magenta. This one is labeled 13. All the way to the left is labeled 1. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 solvent, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It matches exactly how these ink tanks and ink pumps are laid out. I go ahead and pop out my ink filter, and your new ink filters come in pre-packaged, and this is what they look like. Each ink filter has an arrow showing the flow of direction. So this is your input, this is your output. You must match the correct orientation when you're installing this. If for some reason, like this, you had solvent ink that's gotten on the label and it doesn't really identify clearly what position, you can compare it to the other ones. This one here is showing the direction going from back to front in this direction. So I want to make sure that this filter is going in the same direction. They are all identical as far as the back input to output. My pumps are off. I'm going to lay my rag underneath that. And I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the output. After disconnecting the output, I'm going to disconnect the input, ensuring that I have proper input and output or correct direction of the arrow. Connect my input of the filter, and now, because the filter is a brand new filter, it has no ink inside. I must bleed out that air so that I don't introduce air into the main line, potentially going to the print heads. So what I'm going to do now is have somebody go to the pump control tab under the manual go under the pump control tab. Under the manual pump control, we're going to identify which pump that we're going to engage and kind of bleed that filter. So you have 6 positions on the left, 6 positions on the right. 0 is actually light magenta on the A side. 5 would be black on the A side. 6 is black on the B side, and 11 would be light magenta on the B side. So they're essentially laid out exactly how you see it on the front of the machine. Light magenta on the A side, black on the A side, black on the B side, and then light magenta. So it exactly matches here. So because I'm doing light magenta, I know that is number 11. This requires a second person to push that button for me to go ahead and give me my cycles of pumps a day. So you will need to get a helper to go ahead and push that button when you give them the command. The person that handles the ink filter in the back wants to be, you always let him make the decision of, all right, pump. Let him tell you when to pump, because you don't want him to accidentally have it not ready and then you're pumping and then it's dumping onto an electronic component, or he might have it, he might be looking at it, it might squirt onto himself. So you want to make sure that you only pump once the guy that's handling the filter tells you to do so. So you're going to do that, Greg? So I'm back here. I got a brand new ink filter connected on the input only. I will now tell Greg to go ahead and give me cycles of pumps. Go ahead and pump, Greg.
Number 11.
Number 11. Again. 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 There we go. I tilt the filter upwards because I want to go ahead and just have nothing but ink slowly fill up this reservoir or this ink filter and pushing the air out. And one last time. There you go. Nothing but ink inside the filter. I have bled it. Connect again the output side. I want to go ahead and wipe my connections so I don't have any wet ink. Make sure my fittings are tight. Now, I can simply put this back in, but I want to go ahead and check it in an hour or so and make sure that there are no leaks. And an easy way to do that is to lay underneath the filter itself a white cloth, lint-free rag, or paper towel, so that when you come back, if there is any leaks, it would drip on that and you can easily identify it. Just like so. And like I said, come back in an hour. If you don't see any leaks, go ahead and put it right back into its clamp, and you have changed the filter.